Davison Cardinals. I'm Andrew Gerber along with Jeff tonight. And Jeff, I'm expecting a very solid game from both teams.
Yeah, I am too. What do you feel is going to be out from today? I mean, what do you know about Flushing and Davison so far about the season for both teams?
Well, obviously Davison has had a very rough year, unfortunately. I think Davison has loads of talent, but it's for some reason he's not meshing. They're currently 1-11, 0-6 in the division, and I'm going to expect a very close game today. It's just too down to the wire to call it each way.
Right. Now Davison's history so far this year is they won their first game against the Furies, but since then they've had an unfortunate 11-game losing streak. It doesn't seem to be a whole lot that's changed so far with these 11 games so far. Tonight may be a night of change, and maybe this might be the big boost that Davison needs for the rest of their season. Is just a big win after 11 straight games of not making enough points to get the big W. Go ahead.
Well, obviously that's Davison's hopes. The last game home was in the division was against Carmen, and they unfortunately lost that 82-39. And I'm going to expect a very closer game, like I just said. And I think it should be a good game in general.
It should be. It was an exciting game for the girls' game. The final score is 58-51. It was down to the wire, which made happen tonight with the boys' basketball team as well. It might be down to the last couple of minutes to determine the winner and things. And so tonight is definitely going to be a very exciting game.
Yeah, and the boys' varsity team is versus Flushing twice, I believe, and they unfortunately lost both games. The first game they lost 42-60, and the next game they lost 49-67. So pretty differential of the both games are pretty much the same. So hopefully it's going to be a closer game down to the wire.
Yeah. They have had 2 games to read the defense and offense of both of Flushing and things like that. And I'm sure Alderson has pulled up the old playbook and said, hey guys, we know exactly what they're doing. We know exactly what they're capable of. Let's stop them here. And I think that Davison's defense is really going to show that, and their offense is going to find a way to get either inside or make those long balls happen for them tonight. I mean, Kyle Landis has gotten over 100 points this season. With such he has such precision and accuracy with making 3-pointers and things like that. And as you can see, he was there for the tip-off.
And here we go, number 4 taking it up court.
It's Keontae Brown. Huge three by number 22, Luke Zeit.
Very nice. Now Davison needs to put a stop to that if they have any hopes of winning this game. Hender's shot to 32 to 11. So Hender's shot missed.
He's going to draw the foul now.
And here comes the free throw. Now Hender's shot has impressed me very much this season too. He's one of the highest scorers of the season.
Yeah, exactly. Davison has gotten a lot of points on the board from Hender's shots, and some other key players tonight that you might want to look out for is number 32, Kyle Landis, as I spoke about him before. Number 34, which is Brendan Hendershot, and number 44, which is Travis Toy, who bought with a height of 6 foot even, and all of which are fantastic players, free to watch, and are definitely going to be on Flushing's radar tonight as far as what players to watch out for with good accuracy and precision for making baskets.
We have Andrew Kajat upfield, back to him, and out of bounds on Flushing. Oh, on pass in to Brown. Upfield, Jake Thompson guarding. Pass to Grant Myers and out.
Tyler Harris is just going to take a blind pass there, making it go out of bounds. Number 11, Lance Arnold is going to be passed into Cody Wangler.
To Jeff Binder.
Hendershot
struggle.
takes a dive for that ball. Loose ball now, number 11. Lance Arnold is going to strip the ball away. Wengler's going to toss it into Hendershot, who's wide open for an easy two, and it's going to be overthrown there. Number 20, Zachary Trebe, is going to grab that ball. Zeit for another long three, and it's nothing but net.
Davidson's got to change up their style of gameplay if they
Huge
hope to
pass
come back.
there, almost intercepted by Kyle Landis, but he's going to catch the ball out of bounds, so it's going to be Davidson's ball.
Now Davidson showing a little bit stronger defense than they have in most games to the start of this game. Out.
It's going to be out of bounds there by a Flushing player. Hendershot's going to be bringing it inbounds.
Let's see what Hendershot does with the ball. Pass inbounds to Jake Thompson. Jake Thompson with the shot.
Swarming three players there, getting them, but it's going to be a carry by number 15, Tyler Harris, and it's going to be Kyle Landis' ball. He's going to be throwing it inbounds to Jake Thompson.
Jake Thompson up the court. To Daryl Bogle. Flushing turnover. To Brown. With the 3-point. And miss. Davidson ball.
Davidson calls a 30-second timeout.
So Alderson's going to call a timeout here. Andrew, what do you think that Alderson is telling the boys right now? I mean, it's a 6-1, 5-point game already with just under 6 minutes left to go. What do you think that Alderson's going to be saying?
Well, I'm sure Alderson's telling them not to panic. It's still very early in the game. The score is not that differential. It's still a very close game. It could be anyone's game. Obviously not the start this Davidson team was looking for, but I'm sure Alderson's just trying to keep his players calm right now.
Yep.
Giving him some strategy. Hender's shot looks like he's going to get the ball. It looks like they're wiping off the court right now. Hender's shot with the ball. Jake Thompson pass to number 24, Daryl Bogle, to number 11, Lance Arnold.
He's going to drop the ball there. Zeit's going to pass to number 4, which is Keontae Brown. It's going to be a foul on number 20, Zachary Trebe, by, I believe, Lance Arnold. And he's going to get the free throw.
Cardinal foul number 11, Lance Arnold is first, the team's first. 2 shots for Zach Tribe.
Now I think key in this game is for Davidson obviously they haven't been too hot with the fouls in their past games, and I think Alderson's been telling them that they got to stop with the fouls unless it's a good foul.
Yeah, they have to hold those fouls, and they don't want to have any players foul out tonight, especially. I think that they want to keep the physicality at minimum tonight. I mean, the girls' game was obviously a lot different as far as physicality goes, and that seemed to bring the pressure on. But as of right now, the Davidson needs to just back up and keep things going. But offensively, some players that you might want to watch out for in Flushing is Zach Tribe and Zeit, as well as Keontae Brown. Keontae Brown, I've seen him play earlier in previous years, and he is a very fast and agile player. And Luke Zeit, as you can see, has a really, really good aim as far as the long ball. And he's going to be a really big asset as far as getting some big points tonight, if not one of the leaders of the team.
Now Deontay Brown surprising me with his height. He's not the one of the tallest players out there, but he equally matches all the players in skill, which just blows me away, Jeff.
Yeah, he does. If you see him take a leap, he really jumps. He almost jumps his own what seems to be his own height. I'm sure it's probably a 3-4 foot jump, but it seems to be a lot taller from where we sit and everything. And he really knows how to play the game.
2 point by Flushing. And we have a
Right
1 to
there,
12
you
game.
can just see his huge leap there.
Not scared to get in any of the Davison
No,
players' face.
He is not scared to put some pressure on.
Now, Jeff, obviously not the start that Davison was looking for. What do you think is going through their heads right now?
I think that I think they're trying to think of a way to get things going in their favor. I mean, they haven't been able to get the ball a whole lot. Flushing's been holding on to that ball as much as they can be, and every time that they have the ball, they've been able to make some points. But as you can see here, Bogan just makes a steal and drives it right up. I mean, it might be a change that they need, and Wangler goes for a three. It's just undershot, but. But he knocks it out of bounds. So Flushing's Andrew Kujat is going to be bringing it in.
Here comes Brown. Jeff, I just feel a little bit different atmosphere here compared to the girls' game. Obviously, the girls have a very, very good record, and it's not the same for the boys. It's not the same pace. I think the boys have a little bit more pressure to win this game, and I think that could affect their gameplay here tonight.
Yeah, there's a little bit more pressure on their shoulders. A lot more fans have come in because it's later at night and the game started later, and 6 o'clock. Parents are just getting out working into that, so the audience has gotten a lot bigger tonight, and the boys can see that. The boys can see that their audience is there, and all the Davison locals here are hoping to get a win after this 11-game losing streak. And the boys, you can just tell, are really hungry for it. But only tonight will tell whether or not they win or lose.
Yeah. And those Davison fans never give up hope. They continue to come out here every single night, and these Davison fans are amazing.
Yeah, it's always good to have with a sports team to have a good fan base.
Looks like
Christian Reynolds is coming, and Kyle Landis are coming to substitute for Brendan Hendershot and Lance Arnold.
looks like it's Davison ball. Pass in.
Passed into Wangler. Goes into number 15. It goes for a long ball. That is Mitchell Rubio. But Keontae Brown's going to get the rebound and drive it up.
Now, Jeff, what surprised me is I was talking to this Flushing team beforehand a little bit, and they gave me two names, Zach Tribe and Tyler Harris, to look out, and they mentioned nothing about Brown, and that just totally blows me away.
Yeah. Now Tyler Harris, number 15, who is on the court right now, as well as Zach Tribe, number 20. Yeah, those are the two players that Coach Brady Simmons told us to watch out for. But I will say that Keontae Brown needs to be on this. But Wangler has a huge steal, driving it upward. He's going to draw the foul by number 23. That is Andrew Kujat. And it's going to be free throw by Kyle Landis.
Flushing foul number 23, Andrew Kujat.
The score is 12-3 with 2 minutes and 17 seconds left to go.
Jacob Thompson back in for the Cardinals.
I wouldn't be giving Kyle Landis the ball if I was a Flushing team.
I wouldn't be drawing a foul on Kyle Landis if I was a Flushing team.
Kyle Landis is obviously a very dangerous player and a key weapon for Davison.
He is. Harris is going to draw the foul by Chris Reynolds.
Davison foul number 30.
Excuse me, that's Zach Tribe.
His first, the team's second. Zachary Tribe at the line for two.
Looks like these fouls are just messing with the Davison team here, Jeff.
They need to keep their composure. They need to keep their hands up high so they don't draw these fouls and things like that. And they need to stop themselves from getting those easy fouls and giving Flushing the chance to get extra points with no time use. Jake Thompson makes a huge windmill.
Very nice by Thompson.
Very, very effective. Keontae Brown just rides up and makes an easy 2-point.
Answers
As we said
Davison.
before, he has that agility, he has that speed, and he's just able to go up and down the court with no problem at all. And it's going to be out of bounds on Bogey.
Yeah, it seems like Brown's height does not affect him.
Not at
At
all,
all.
actually. It seems to be an advantage even.
Sneak by them.
Just to be able to be more agile and a lot easier to move around. I mean, you can just see him just run circles around the court almost.
Ooh.
Tribe is going to make an easy layup here.
It just seems like this Flushing team is toying with Davison right now, Jeff.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
Turnover.
Luke Zeit's going to get the layup here, and then Keontae Brown
That giant jump.
gets that huge leap, and he was able to get that the rebound and draw the foul at the same time. And both teams now have 3 fouls against each other, and only less than 7 minutes in the first quarter. This is definitely either going to be a high-scoring game for Flushing or a high-fouling game for both teams. And I feel that if Davison doesn't get the composure and stops fouling on players and things, they aren't going to be able to catch up, and it's going to be too little, too late by the time the second half comes.
Well, this game isn't over yet. And Davison still has a chance to get back into it. They need to keep their composure and not stress themselves out too much.
Yeah, exactly. Now we talk about composure, and composure was a really big asset, a really big thing for the girls' game, and it was a real, it made or break some of the players on both sides, if the team that kept most of their composure was Flushing, and they were able to bring a big win with only 7-point difference at the end of the game, 50-51. And so there might be the same thing here for the boys, but maybe at a larger scale. I mean, there's a turnover here, and Zeit's going to drive in with Thompson right there, and he's not going to draw the charge, even though his feet were planted. But he is going to get the turnover, and there's only a few seconds left. He might want to make a shot soon.
Only 2 seconds left in the game.
And he's going to, Keontae Brown's going to foul Thompson, and it's going to be Davison Ball tossed in by Thompson. Now Wangler and Hendershot will be coming in for Landis and Bogey for the long 2 seconds left in this quarter.
Yeah. Davison needs to get a shot.
And
Little off.
And that's the end of the first quarter. And we are now going to take it to Katie Poniatowski for the first quarter report. Take it away, Katie.
Finals 50-50 tickets will be drawing a winner from the table for the third quarter. Beginning of the quarter.
Now, if you ask him any questions, he's not going to be able to hear us as he does this.
Cheerleaders, I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions. How do you guys prepare for a game like this?
Well, we usually just practice for our rounds that we do in between, like for the quarters and at timeouts and stuff, and then they just go out and perform.
What are your main objectives when you come to a game?
Just to get the crowd really excited and try to cheer on the boys.
Now, I hear you guys are pretty big in like competitive cheerleading, things like that. How are you guys doing this year in competitive?
We've done pretty well. Actually, we came out with a first place win and mostly seconds, but we're still doing really good. Our scores keep improving.
Well, that's good. You want to just leave them with a quick little cheer for the audience?
Go Cardinals!
Back to you guys.
The second quarter is now started, and we are here with a guest speaker, Mike McManaman. Mike, how do you feel about about tonight's game, and can you tell us a little bit about yourselves for our viewers?
Well, tonight's game, Davidson's had a real tough time breaking the zone. They're not penetrating enough. They're settling for bad shots. And the defense is just not there tonight. They're getting dominated in every sense right there. They're just banging it down low. So Davidson really got to regroup here. They're falling apart early.
Yeah, they are down by 17 points right now. And what do you think that Davidson needs to do as far as defensive-wise, to stop Flushing from getting those easy twos without any attempts or anything?
I think defensively, Davidson needs to get to the help side defense. They're letting so many drives, nobody's getting over them quick enough. And they just got to be stronger down low. I think it's number 20. Yeah, number 20, Flushing. He's having a great game right now. He's banging with them down low.
Yeah.
They need to find a way to stop him.
Yeah, that's Zach Tribe. And Coach Brady Simmons told us to keep an eye on him, and he does not disappoint tonight at all. And as far as offense, what do you think is wrong with Davidson as of right now? What do you think they need to do?
Well, Davidson is they're settling for a lot of bad shots. They're not swinging the ball in the zone quick enough so they can't. What they have to do is they have to find a gap in the zone and break it. They need to thrive. They need to get in the gap. Flaps. So they need to do a lot more ball.
Now, what do you think is going through Coach Alderson's head right now?
I'm sure he's just very frustrated. Feels pretty helpless right now. He needs to keep. I mean, they're playing a little bit better at the beginning of the second quarter, so I can only imagine what he's thinking right now.
It just seems
A lot
like
of help down there.
it just seems like whatever move Davidson makes, Flushing can match it. And Davidson needs to find a way to change that if they want to get things going.
You can't have fouls like that 90 feet away from the basket. Those are killer fouls. They really frustrate the coach. Davidson needs to watch themselves there.
Flushing takes the ball in.
Now, Mike, I know we've had you as a guest speaker before, but can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you know about Davidson's team? I know you were a former player when McLaughlin was still coaching.
Yeah. Well, I graduated in 2005. I went and played college basketball at Aquinas College in Grand Rapids for 2 years. I know this is a rebuilding year for Davidson. They have a lot of young players, and they have a lot of potential for the future. It's just going to be, they're going to have some growing pains this year, obviously. In the next year, all these tough games to pay off because they'll be battle tested. So I think in a couple years, like Mitchell Rubio when he's a junior and a senior, this is going to be a really good team.
Yeah. Davidson had won their first game way back in early December, but they've had an 11-game losing streak. Now, as a team as a whole, what do you feel that they need to do to bring their morale up and to bring the big W?
They're just going to have to work harder in practice. And then, they're so young, they're going to have a tough time. And then physically, a lot of these teams are a lot bigger than them. So maybe hit the weight room, maybe get some more experience. Eat some cheeseburgers, that's what I had to do. But, I mean, it's really just about experience right now. You got a bunch of young players. You got some talent. I mean, once you've been out there and you're battle tested, you're going to have a tough time out there. But they just need to keep on doing what they're doing in practice. It's pretty much all they can do right now.
Yep.
They're not going to win the big night. So.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you talk about young players and inexperienced players as well. We've only had 2 returning varsity players, but on top of that, we have a new head coach, which is Coach Alderson. Now, what do you think is different about Coach Alderson's coaching, and what do you think could he improve as a coach on?
I think in many ways it's the same as Coach McLaughlin. He can be a little bit more fiery at times, a bit more animated, but I think he's got the same philosophy. Defense first. He doesn't do as many mass substitutions as McLaughlin did. McLaughlin did like a line change type of thing where he had 5-on-5 off. In much the same way, he was an assistant coach for years and years and years. McLaughlin, he's in many ways a similar coach, but he's going to have a tough time.
Yeah, exactly. And now, what do you think has changed since 2005 and 2010. What do you think has changed in the 5 years? I mean, I know it seems like a long time.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. So that's a big thing. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Davidson hasn't had, a big, winning team. I don't know. Hopefully, so hopefully they'll get some experience. Then the Big Nine's a lot different.
Yeah.
The Big Nine is, you look up there at the sign, and there's only 4 teams. I mean, it's a lot different than what I heard.
Exactly.
Now, you say this is a very young team, and obviously it is. What do you think they're going to do next year to change maybe the faults that they've had this year?
Well, I think they'll probably, I don't think they're losing too many. Who are they losing? They're losing a few guys? A couple guys. They're just going to have to get, I think a big thing for them is they're going to have to get in the weight room down low, work really hard and just get this experience because that's all you're going to be able to do. They have the talent. Talent is definitely, they just need the experience. They're so young. The only thing is help make these games. So.
Right, exactly.
Davidson doing a little bit better here, but still seems to be struggling. Timeout.
Getting back into this. When it was 1 to 13, I didn't expect 18 to 25 at this point, but
Yeah.
they're playing a little bit harder now.
They are bringing it back.
Yeah.
It was a 13-point deficit. Now it's come down to almost the same, about 7-point deficit now. And they've really been stepping up the game. Now, do you think that they still have a chance to win tonight? The Pep fans is really showing their excitement and their enthusiasm for tonight. Now, the Pep band is now quiet. Mike, what do you think? Do you think that Davidson has the chance if they continue on with the pressure, they continue on bringing as much as they have been? Do you think that they're going to have a chance to get the big win after 11 straight losses?
I could see that. I could see them pulling off the upset tonight. I mean, if they keep doing what they're doing, they look like they're fighting back. I think this team always has potential for an upset. I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet this year. I think they're due for a win. They're better than their record reflects, but they can't.
Yeah, they can't draw the foul, and they can't let the easy twos to just happens just so regularly. I mean, they've already got 6 fouls on them. They're one away to get the first bonus, and we're not even halfway into the game yet. I mean, they're making a lot of errors and they're making a lot of fouls that are unnecessary.
You got to box out there too. You can't have those second chance buckets.
Yeah, exactly.
Give him more. This Flushing is a big physical team, though. They're a lot bigger, a lot more physical than Davidson. They're giving it to them down low right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Davidson needs to try to put a body on it. They need to try to do something.
And now Zeit is going to make his second attempt. He's going to miss, but they are going to get the call. Now there's 3 minutes and 13 seconds left with a 10-point deficit for the Cardinals. Wangler's going to be bringing it inside. Tosses it to Lance Arnold, who's going to be driving it up and make an easy 2 right there.
Very nice.
Which is exactly what Davidson needs to do right now.
Yeah.
Now, how do you feel about Keontae Brown, number 4 here? What do you think about his agility?
About who?
Keontae Brown, number 4 for the Flushing team.
Oh, he's a great point guard, great leader. He really distributes the ball well. He's physical for a little guy too. He gets to where he wants to go. So I've been really impressed by him.
Yeah, it seems that he can almost run circles around the Davidson team, just because of how quick and small he is. I mean, height is definitely not a problem for him. I mean, he jumps higher than some of the guys here.
Yeah. I'm impressed by number 4 and number 20 Zachary Trebe. He's played phenomenal in the post.
He is. He is doing very well.
He's already got 13.
Yeah.
So that's I mean, he's really punishing them. It's been impressive.
Foul Flushing's Tyler Harris is third, team 7.
Now you were talking about how Davidson is due for a win. How do you think they're going to do against their next game against Haslett, who is 6-4? That game will be away.
They're gonna have a tough time with any team that they have left on their schedule. I think. I know Flushing's only 2 wins in the Big Nine have come from beating Davison. So I think whoever they play, they're going to have a tough time. But I think they'll be able to upset 1 or 2 of these teams. So they should be able to. They have enough talent. They just don't have the experience.
They are showing the talent. It's just, I guess, the use of experience and practice they've had throughout the game. I mean, they've had 12 games under their belt so far. They should be getting some experience. They should be accumulating what they need to bring home a win. But I guess it's been unfortunate for the team. I mean, they have a lot of talent, and I expect a lot coming out of them in the next couple of years.
Yeah. Now Davison has been stepping it up.
Huge pat there by number 11, Lance Arnold.
We are only down by 6 right now.
Yeah, Davison really did step up their game. They were down by 13 by the end of the first quarter, but now it's dwindling down to the last 2 minutes of the half, and it's only a 6-point game now. It could be anybody's game now. But there have been a lot of fouls. I mean, you can see both teams have had 7 fouls, both of which now have the single bonus.
It's been a physical game.
Yeah, the girls' game, I don't know if you were here for that game or not.
I was.
The girls' game was very physical at the end.
Yes.
It was a
they were getting scrappy. The girls are a lot of fun to watch. That's the best Davison girls team I've ever seen.
They are doing phenomenal this year. They do have what is now a 10-5 record, and they've been doing a lot this year. And I think that Coach Fischober, their new head coach, when Coach Ford left this year, has really stepped up his coach. I mean, I know he was an assistant coach for a number of years as well, much like Coach Alderson and McLaughlin, but he really has stepped up as a head coach, and he really has shown a lot of teamwork and things for the girls. Yeah,
I've been really impressed with Fischober. Plus, he kind of looks like George Clooney, too, so that's a good quality to have in a head coach.
Yeah, why not? You gotta look good for the cameras.
Yeah.
Deontay Brown's going to be bringing it up front with he's going to toss it up to number 15, Mitchell Rubio, who's going to have the kick, and it's going to be Flushing's ball. Andrew Kujat's going to be bringing it in.
With only a minute left in this game, I can really see Davison coming back if they continue to play like this throughout the entire game.
Less than a minute to go now, but I think that the halftime speech that always is going to say is that they have to keep up what they got going now, and they have to keep the momentum going, and they can't let anything stop them. They can't. Yep. They can't get. They have to find a way to penetrate the defense. They need to find a way to box out Flushing come next half.
Yeah, I think Davison needs a couple. They're starting to get a little bit more physical down low. They need to keep that up. They need to keep attacking the zone. They need to find a way to stop number 20 too. He's getting it alive.
Yeah.
He's a good player, though.
Yeah. Zachary Tribe is a really, really good player, and it seems that he knows what he can do in the post, and it doesn't seem to anybody can stop him just because of how he's built, how tall he is, and how big he is.
Yeah. Does a good job of sealing too. He seals the defender in, so they can't really do anything about it.
Very good job. Ooh. It's gonna be
that would have been a big make.
It would have been a really big make. Well, we've seen a lot of rimming out in the past couple of games here, and it just seems too good to be true almost.
Yeah. Well, there you go, number 20 again.
The short game for Flushing has really been accumulating with number 20's Zach Tribe's work. I mean, he's been drawing. This is the second draw and foul in less than a minute, less than 15 seconds even.
If he could hit his free throws, they'd be up by like 20 right by now. But
it reminds me of Shaquille O'Neal when he used to play for the Lakers.
Yeah. I used to be that bad at free throws too. Used to be. I'm all right now.
Yeah, over at Air basketball.
What?
Over at Air
Yeah, some church league basketball.
three. That would have been a very big three for Davison if they would have made that.
See, now they're taking bad shots again. They need to get back to trying to get something down low.
Yeah, I've always felt that Davison was better inside than outside. Like number 2 here, Jonathan Roach, who just made a fantastic three by Flushing, and they just get another turnover, and that's going to be it for the second half. And now we're going to toss it to Katie Poniatowski, our sideline reporter, for the halftime report. Take it away, Katie.
Thanks, guys. Flushing is really bringing the heat tonight, and this is what Davison in a tough spot keeping up. Flushing is ahead by 12 points in the half, but this is a much closer game than our last 2 against Flushing that ended with the Raiders on a running clock. The boys are going to have to step it up just a little bit more and break through the Flushing defense if they want this game as a redemption. We'll have to see how they do in the second half, but for now, let's take it back to our announcers.
Start your shots now! Davison varsity cheer. Now taking the floor, the Davison varsity pass squad.
got a little overconfident in their gameplay. They thought they had the game wrapped up early on, and I feel like Davison took an opportunity on that, and it seemed to work out. And I feel like late in the second half, Flushing kind of came to them and like, wow, they're really stepping it up, and we're slipping. So I feel like if Flushing gets overconfident again, Davison can take the lead. And I don't even think Flushing needs to be overconfident. I feel like Davison has the talent to come back in this game, and I think it's going to be a good second half.
Yeah, I think you are right. It's now a 10-point game, and Davison has really been able to keep their offense, keep it fast-paced. And I mean, you can just right here, Travis Toy going in, making a really nice drive right inside Flushing's defense, penetrating it like as if it was just a sheet of paper. I mean, it just works really well for him. And whatever Alderson must have said in that locker room between the first and second half must have been tremendous, as they are playing a completely different game now.
Travis Toy impresses me so much. He is so fast.
I mean, right here, he's making another play.
It just seems everything seems to work when you give the ball to Travis Toy. Definitely when you have players like Thompson on the court with Toy to set that shot up.
Yeah, I mean, you have Thompson, you have Bogey, you have Hendershot, and you have Lang, and you have Rubio. Excuse me. And I mean, all five of these players have the talent, and they have the audacity to get the ball rolling and to keep those hands going quick and to keep those quick passes and to penetrate that defense. And it appears that we have a replay of Travis Toy's. And then right here, he's just driving up that center. I mean, it just makes that layup look so easy when it really isn't. I mean, he sees me, and he has been doing phenomenal tonight.
Now, Jeff, this is a whole new team that we're seeing in just now compared to the first half of this gameplay, and I think Davison's gonna do very good if they keep this up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I have to agree with you there. I mean, it's only a 10-point game, 30-40, but they can't have steals like this from Zeit because those are the things that the turnovers are really what is killing Davison right now. But luckily, Flushing has been making some shooting errors. A huge pass there that's going to be knocked out by Zeit.
Now, Jeff, I feel they cannot get fouls in this half. I feel like fouls not necessarily ruined them in the first half, but really affected the game, and they're pretty lucky that Flushing missed a lot of those free throw shots.
Huge pass in by Thompson there to get that quick and easy two by Toy. But I do have to agree with you, what you were talking about earlier. If Davison is able to stray away from the fouls and the physicality that they brought in, but to still continue to maintain pressure on Flushing, they're going to do a really good job tonight. They're doing a phenomenal job so far. They're catching up slowly but surely. I mean, the tortoise always beats the hare. I mean, if they continue with the mindset that they are going to win, they are going to keep the ball rolling. They shouldn't have a problem tonight. And Coach Alderson is going to be calling a timeout here.
What do you think Alderson's saying to the boys right now?
I think Alderson is going to say, good job, boys, you're keeping it and everything, but you got to start playing some more defense. You got to start giving them pressure. You got to start getting close to them. You got to start making sure that the that you have is getting blood, sweat, and tears put into this game tonight. This whole game is nothing. They are putting 100% in. They aren't trying to box out. They aren't trying to keep the Flushing Raiders outside. You could just run right through them the entire night.
Now, I agree with you there, Jeff, and Alderson has to be proud of the boys at this point for making this tremendous comeback from just a very bad start to this game. Davison is really stepping it up.
We have Logan, we have Toy, we have Thompson, we have Henderson, we have all on the floor. All five of them are tremendous athletes, and they all have great potential to be really good players. And I'm sure in the next couple of years, they're going to have a great team. And I'm going to say it now, if we stay in the Big Nine in the next couple of years, which I'm assuming we will be, we're going to be Big Nine champs once again.
But with 4 teams, that's not necessarily hard to do, but you can see it's been a challenge for the boys basketball team this year.
Yeah, he has been.
But I feel like if this boys basketball team that we're seeing right now would have continued to play like this all through the season, I think the record would be very different right now.
Yeah, definitely would be different. I mean, I'm sure that the record would be a lot better than 1-11.
Now, Jeff, we keep talking about this maybe just bad, unlucky season. I know we have the talent, but it just doesn't seem to match. What do you feel like they're going to be changing up in the upcoming games?
I don't think that there is much to change as to how they're playing now. I mean, I think that they need to keep the pressure on as far as being defensive and more assertive and not necessarily physical, but they need to keep the pressure. They need to keep making the opposing team to pass those balls, do those quick passes, to make those easy turnovers, and to box out. They can't have the second chances and stuff like that. They can't let something like that happen. And I think that offensively, what they need to change, they need to start straying away from making those long ball shots, and really strategizing to go inside, make those easy layups, as they're really good at that. We're really good at getting to the defense once we figure them out. Once we figure out a way to get through, we are unstoppable inside.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Jeff. And looking at these flushing faces, they just look tired and confused on how they let Davidson come back with this tremendous force that Davidson has applied here in the second half.
Yeah, Davidson just came out with rockets on their backs almost, and I mean, Flushing is not prepared for that. And they seem to be acting a little bit slower, but they still keep themselves calm and collected. And Pogge here for the huge three, and it's going to be tipped away, and Zeit's going to get the rebound. But Rubio tips up, and it's going to be a fight for the ball. But number 2 is going to go for 3. That is Jonathan Rauch. And it's going to be out on Flushing Davidson ball. Hendershot's going to be putting it in bounds, giving it to Thompson here.
I still stand by it when I said it earlier. I still feel like this Flushing team had a little overconfidence after that huge just start at the beginning of this game. Oh, Flushing comes up.
Huge dunk there by Zeit.
I'm sure Davidson's feeling a little bit more confident right
Yeah,
now.
I think the big morale booster is coming in with this. It's been a 10-point game when we left, and it's only a 7-point game now. They're slowly but surely, and if they can keep that, and they draw the foul from Thompson by number 2, that is Jonathan Roach. It's going to be Davidson ball.
Now, we've had a lot of fouls this game, but I feel when it comes to free throw shots, I feel like a lot of missed opportunities for Flushing. I think Davidson has taken advantage of that.
Yeah, I mean, number 20, Zachary Tribe, has gotten the most free throws for Flushing tonight, and however, he hasn't made any, I think. I mean, he's only made a few, maybe. But if he was able to make all those free throws, there would be about 8 or 9 more points on that board on Flushing's end. And it would not be as close to the game as it is. So they have been fortunate there, but they need to stray away from fouls in general, because if they continue with what they're doing now, it's not going to work.
And I have to agree with you there, Jeff. I feel like Davidson is playing very aggressive, and which usually is a good thing, but they've got to put an end to the fouls, because they can't continue to think that they're going to keep missing these free throw shots and not take advantage on these fouls.
Yeah. And as we've been stressing before, Davidson really needs to stop thinking that they can make those long ball shots. I mean, we've had 3-4 attempts in a row now by the Cardinals when we could just make those easy twos up and make those quick layups and get some more points on the board. Make this this gap between both teams a lot smaller. But Thompson, Rubio, and Hendershot are all thinking that they can make those 3 points, and which they may have in practice, but right now it's not working for them. Right now they need to stop going for the long ball and start going in and strategizing and get the short post shots.
And as you said earlier, Davison's not really a three-point. I mean, they're better on the inside, and I have to completely agree with you there. I mean, this game is showing it. That usually it doesn't go their way when they go for those three-point shots. And I feel like Alderson, it has to be going through his head, and he has to be telling his players, make those shots inside, because that's what's getting them up on the scoreboard. Here comes
Exactly.
Brown.
And this is Keontae Brown bringing it up at the top of the key.
Keontae Brown had a very good first half for Flushing.
Yes, I don't think he's ever been stepped out.
Not seeing him too much this half, but I wouldn't ever count him out.
It's going to be a foul on Davison at number 22.
Now this is what the Cardinals cannot do. And previously he's been missing these, but Davison can't just keep counting on that.
Yeah, I mean, on top of the chance that he might make these free throws, they also don't want the players to foul out with 5 fouls tonight, and they definitely don't want Flushing to get the better half and start making these free throws at all, because if so, this game is going to be a lot different, a lot bigger deficit that Davison has to overcome. We've got just under 2 minutes left to go in this quarter. We have another 8 minutes to go. And Davison's only down by 9 points. Excuse me, 11 points now by that good tip in there by number 3, Jeff Minder.
Davison staying strong. They need to put the points on the board, though. I mean, they're defensively, it seems to be working out for Davison, but like they're just missing too many opportunities. Their
opportunities really are just slipping out of their fingers. They're making too many three-point shots when really they could just strategize, spend a couple of minutes, spend a couple of seconds, excuse me, to just try and figure out a way to get inside. I mean, throw somebody in the inside, get somebody like Bogey or Thompson on the inside, or Hendershot even, and they can get those easy 2-point post shots or layups even. Yeah. And I mean, if they continue to think that they only can stay outside the paint, there is room on the inside. They just have to find it.
Yeah. Now, even down 11, this is a very different team that we've seen in previous games this season. And you got to think that Alderson's thinking pretty highly of the team right now, and they can come back and win this. They just got to get the opportunities.
Yeah, I think Alderson is very proud of the boys, but he still hasn't seen what their true potential is, because they haven't been able to show it yet. They are very talented. They're a very talented crew, almost the most talented crew I've seen in the past couple of years, as far as a high schooler, and seen in the past couple of years. And I feel that this team is going to have a lot of time. But tonight, this game is slipping out of their hands. They're down by 13 points now. And a huge 3 attempt by Rubio, which is, I think, the 6th or 7th attempt now in a row for 3-pointers. But they're not going to do anything except draw fouls like Hendershot just has.
Now, Jeff, what I think going into this last quarter, I think we should pay attention to see if Flushing gets overconfident again, because I think that's what kind of led to the Davison comeback, and it's interesting to see.
Yeah, I think that Flushing knows exactly that they were overconfident and they oversaw a lot of different things. But I think they're going to keep their heads up high, their composure up, and keep their emotion down. And I think that they're going to do a very good job at that. But like you said, we just have to wait and see.
And it should be a very interesting last quarter as the third quarter starts counting down. Here's Brown coming up the court. Which, Jeff, I haven't really seen Brown benched at all. I mean, I've constantly seen him out on this court.
Yeah, he has been here the entire time. I mean, he is yet to be benched.
And here comes Thompson to Toy. Shot, and he makes the 3-point.
Huge three there to end this third quarter. And now we're going to take it out to our sideline reporter for the third quarter review. Take it away, Katie.
Cardinals are keeping this a close game, but they're having trouble catching up as the Raiders are still ahead by 10 points. The boys know, as I said before, this could be their redemption game. So they're just going to have to keep pushing and keep trying, and it could be anybody's game in the fourth quarter. We're just going to have to keep watching and take a look at how the boys play in the fourth quarter. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Katie. And now we're going to have that replay of that third quarter buzzer beater that Davison had.
That shot was full skill, and we know Toy can constantly do that. And so can all the other players. We just need to see more of it.
Well, we haven't seen a lot of attempts, but I still stand by my statement saying that they need to go inside the paint. They need to go inside the three-point line instead of just letting fate decide whether or not they can make the 3 points.
Now Davison's almost getting to the point where they have to make the threes, Jeff. It's getting closer to the end, and they need points now. How do you think they're going to come about this last quarter?
I think that they're going to continue with what they've been doing is make those 3-pointers, but I still feel that there's 7.5 minutes left to go in this game. I mean, if they continue with their defense and they start boxing out and getting rebounds here like Thompson and driving up the middle and holding on to the ball, they're going to get a lot of points. But I mean, they're going to continue getting the ball turned over and these fouls. It's not going to happen for him. I mean, Thompson has that huge foul by Keontae Brown, which shows his really good sportsmanship, helping him up and everything like that. He's very good sportsmanship, and Davison has a lot of sportsmanship and a lot of pride.
You've seen that a lot during the girls' game too. As I was watching it, you notice that there's just so much respect for both of these teams for each other, and that's what you want to see.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even though we are rivals in the Big Nine Conference, that we still show a lot of mutual respect, and we still understand, hey, this is a game. What goes beyond this court is different. I mean, they left their emotions and everything at the door.
Oh,
and Keontae Brown, a huge steal, and a behind-the-back pass to Zayat, who gets that easy layup here. Thompson's wasting no time here, giving it to Landis. And Flushing is really, really cracking down on their defense now. I mean, you can just see that pack by Tribe from Hendershot's post shot.
Now you're not seeing that overconfidence by Flushing this quarter.
Not at all. They actually, I think they understand that they've both been overconfident. Now they're really pressing hard against them defensively, and they're really, really pushing, raising the bar for them as well. And it's going to be out of bounds from Hendershot, and it's going to be Flushing ball.
These players look very exhausted, Jeff.
Yeah, they are gassed. They are very, very tired. And there's 7 minutes left to go. I mean, if you just look at Keontae Brown, he's really taking his time. He's really drained. But I mean, he still has those short bursts of energy that just drives him right up there.
Now we've been talking about Brown all game, which it just impresses me how I haven't really seen him been benched. Amazing three by Davison.
Huge three there by Lance Arnold. But go on what you were saying, Andrew.
But it's just I still don't see any less performance by Brown. I mean, he keeps approaching it like he did at the very beginning of the game. I'm sure he's exhausted right now. I'm sure he understands that. But nice 2-point by Flushing. But he just keeps approaching this game like the same he has been all game.
Yeah, he has been saving his energy for those short bursts once he gets that ball and drives it up the middle like he has been. And it just seems so easy. And on top of that, you just saw Zach Tribe make that easy layup there with 3 Davison players right behind him. I mean, Davison can really step up their defense. They have a lot of time. They have a lot of time. They have a lot of talent, and they have a lot to offer defensively for Flushing. But they still haven't shown their true potential yet. And They really need to step up their game. There's 6 minutes left to go, and they have a lot of time left on their hands. They're down by 15 points still. They have a lot of game to go. Another 3-point now. Nothing but net there by Lance Arnold for 3. Seems that their long shots have now started to
Make it into
benefit
the
them.
hoop. And I know that you keep saying that they're better inside the zone, which I agree with, but I feel like Davison to come back is going to have to start making these threes, because I'm not really seeing them make it into the area where they could make twos.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I mean, it is inevitable for them to have to try and make the long ball work for them. But it may be too little, too late for Davison. But I mean, we still, like I've been stressing, we still have a lot of time left to go. We're down by 14 points, and Flushing is not laying up defensively or offensively. So they have to strategize. They have to get things ready. And Alderson is now calling a timeout because he knows that they have to strategize. They have to get their composure. They have to get a set plan to do something. They can't just aimlessly pass the ball around and things like that. Flushing is too good for them to do something like that.
Now Alderson knows that this is still a game that they can come back in, and I feel like it's a different atmosphere from other games because they're not behind by that huge deficit. They still can do this.
Yeah, they are. Now the deficit isn't just a couple of points. It is 14 points. It is a significant deficit, but it's not something like 20 or 30 points. I mean,
Yeah.
it is a big. It would be a big comeback if they came back, but it's not impossible.
A nice little routine by the cheerleaders. Here every game to support your cards. And here comes the free throw from Flushing.
It's number 15, Tyler Harris.
Now we haven't seen him make many free throws, which is surprising for this player, but let's see if they can take care of it. And then he does.
Landis throws it to Wangler, who is covered. Gives it back to Landis, Reynolds to Arnold, who's going to tap it out of bounds as he can't just hold onto that ball. I mean, if you're going to make a catch like that, catch it with 2 hands. They're just those little things that they can change to keep the ball in their hands and to keep them from going under and giving Flushing the ball with just little mistakes. I mean, they had a good run going there, but with little errors that they've been making all night, it seems that they may not be able to get over this deficit.
The Cards are down by 15, and I think these Cardinals are just exhausted.
They are. I mean, you can just see beads of sweat going on Travis Toy's face here. I mean, Wangler's not much different. I mean, you can just see that most of these players are gassed. I mean, they've really been working hard. They're really hungry for this game.
But yes, it is a huge deficit, but I just feel like the Davison Cardinals are losing hope, if I can use that. Which I don't think. I think they still have a huge chance to win this game if they can keep up their gameplay. We still have 5 minutes left, still enough time, and I think Alderson knows that, and I think that's what he's telling these players. But I just don't think these players are thinking too highly of themselves right now.
I agree with you. But even looking in the future, if Davison does not win here tonight, they still have made a lot of improvements compared to prior games that have been announced here. I mean, Davison has really improved as far as how they deal with their offense and how they deal with their defense. Their defense has improved phenomenally over the span of a couple of minutes. I mean, between first and second quarter, they really showed what they can do defensively, and I wish they would be continually doing that. But it seems that they've let Flushing get a few more points than what they expected. I mean, next week they play Hazlitt.
Yep, that's going to be February 9th on a Tuesday.
It's going to be a triple header, which means freshman JV and varsity boys are all going to be playing in one night.
And Jeff, we still have a lot of the schedule to go, and I feel like every single game Davison improves their gameplay. They talk about the problems that they've had in the previous game, and they've been fixing a lot of them. This is a huge transformation from the beginning of the season. The games keep on getting closer and closer, and we still have a lot of basketball to play this season.
Yeah, I mean, they play Hazlitt February 9th, and then 2 days later JV goes out to Midland Dow to play Midland Dow, and that's here at home. And then varsity on the 12th next Friday is going to be playing Midland Dow out at Midland Dow, and DTV will not be broadcasting games until next few weeks.
Looks like the next game will be against Powers, which that game was moved. It was actually supposed to be earlier in the season, if I am correct about that.
Yeah, they are going to be doing the game February 19th against Powers in the next, which is in 2 weeks. We are going to be here home.
And I believe we still have a game against Carmen too. What do you, with this game winding down, what are your feelings about going into Powers?
I think that that might be a little bit too far ahead to look, but compared to what they're doing now, I think that they have a good shot against Powers. Powers was a big game for them, and I think that they want redemption. They want to show the Big Nine that they can do something. I mean, Powers is always good at basketball. I mean, if they can make an upset here and an upset in Powers, it might change a lot of outlooks and what other teams may think of. I mean, I think that Davison is overdue for a win and overdue for a huge upset.
Now, sorry, but going into the next games, Big Nine games, I feel like Davison's going to be the underdog, and they're going to be very underestimated, which will be a mistake for Powers, Carmen, maybe the next Flushing game, because you cannot count out these boys. I mean, they've been improving drastically, and it's just going to, I feel like they're going to be very good and stand a chance against our Big Nine rivals. And
I agree.
And I feel like the Big Nine isn't used to seeing Davison having a 1-11 schedule this year, their standings, and I think that's going to trigger overconfidence from each team, and I think Davison's going to do very good upcoming against Carmen and Powers.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Andrew. And if you missed the first half of the boys basketball game, or if you missed the girls basketball game, just go to davisonschools.org and go to the DTV link to find out your times if you'd like to get information on that.
Brown takes it in, passes to number 2, which is Roach, to 22, the shot. Hendershot to Thompson. Thompson takes it up court. Very, a lot of good maneuvers from Thompson, but unfortunately couldn't get it into the basket.
Yeah, he's going to draw the foul, though. He's going to get a free throw. And on top of that, I think that Thompson is really letting his emotions really get the best of him right now. I mean, I think that he's letting a lot of the little mistakes get to him. I think that it's accumulating. I think that might be not helping out his composure at all.
And I don't think it just is Thompson. I feel like the entire Davison team is doing this, and I think that's really affecting their gameplay today.
I have to agree. I mean, when Davison does have their short breaks like here in the free throw, you can just see how gassed Hendershot and Arnold and Thompson and everybody else is. I mean, Thornburg here has only been in for a couple of minutes, but he's been putting his heart and soul into this game, and he's really been showing his endurance and agility here.
Now, Jeff, how do you, you're exhausted, you're tired, how do you approach a player like Brown or any other member on the Flushing team that looks tired but still is showing that energy that they've had at the beginning of the game?
You got to find a way to keep up with them. You got to take it one step at a time.
Free throw from Flushing, drawing the foul. Now, this hasn't been Flushing's strong point in today's game.
Yeah, well, Zeit has, I think he's dropped almost all of, he's made almost all of them except maybe these two.
Thompson pass.
Long pass all the way out in the court to Bogey, who's going to be driving it up, but give it to Arnold, who's wide open for a 3, and it's going to rim out with Keontae Brown getting the rebound.
Another missed opportunity by Davison. Brown takes the ball up.
Zeit at the top of the key, driving forward, gives it to number 5.
Now what I've noticed is Flushing's playing just a little bit more relaxed, which I think they can do right now, which I don't totally disagree with them. They've obviously got a huge lead in this game, But I feel like if Davison can capitalize that they could make this score a little bit closer.
It's still a 15-point lead, no matter how you look at it. And Raiders now have the double bonus, which is 2 free throws, no matter what, and an almost complete line change here. Coming in, 4 for 4, and the only teammate that's staying in here is Toy, and I think that might be a good choice by Alderson here to keep Toy. I mean, you can just see him driving right up, gives it to Thornburg who's on the inside, but he's not able to make that. Gives it to Rubio, and back to Toy for a close post shot, but it's not gonna. It didn't quite happen as it seems so. But Landis does get a foul. He's going to get 2 free throws. And as we said earlier, Landis has the most amount of points by any Davidson player this year, over 120, I believe. And he's really been a really big high scorer for the game. And now he's going to shoot for 2, and hopefully lowering this deficit from 15 to 13.
I agree with you, Jeff. Now Kyle Landis is a senior this year. It has to be a disappointing season for him. His last season here.
I think it's still a good season for Kyle Landis, even though the team record is not exactly perfect. I still think that he as a player has improved. He's shown a lot of leadership in this game. In all the games he's been in, he score. He knows how to shoot that long ball. And I think that with 3 minutes and 26 seconds left to go, you can see a lot of him going on, and a lot of him with the ball and making some shots tonight.
Now we do have one freshman on this team, Mitchell Rubio, and quite a few sophomores. So yes, it is a young team, and I feel in maybe next year or 2 years right now, this team's going to be at their full potential, and we're going to see a much different team in the next few years.
Yeah, I believe that in the years to come, that Davidson is really going to step up their game.
Davison only down by 13 with the clock to about 3:20. Not completely a lost game yet, but it's getting there, Jeff.
Yeah, the clock is winding down, and Davison knows that they really have to step up. They have to get their defense going. They can't let Tribe get in and make those easy layups. But Wangler does get the rebound, and he's going to pass it up to Rubio, who makes a huge 3 shot, and it's going to be just a little overthrown there. It's going to be Davison's ball out on Flushing.
Very nice take up by Davison, though, and they got to keep that up.
They have to keep the pressure going. They have to drive hard. They have to drive inside.
Pass to Toy. Toy takes it up.
Gives it to Rubio, who's going to drive it in for Landis on an easy 2, but just doesn't happen for him with 3 Raiders just right on him there. Keontae Brown with some nice little maneuvers there. And Zeit just goes right past Thornburg, gives it to Tribe, who's going to make that easy 2, just with his massive size compared to Rubio and Landis, who are on him. I mean, I think that we need to keep Rubio on the inside and hopefully get some blocks there from Tribe.
Now, Jeff, you keep mentioning this, and I think Davison keeps going for those 3s, easy 2 by Flushing, and I just I know they need to make those, but it's just I don't. They're just not capitalizing and making them. And I think they would be doing much better if they kept going inside like that.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I mean, they would have been making a lot more points if they were if they were doing this 5 minutes ago.
I feel like they're pressuring it in. They're just totally convincing themselves that they have to go for that 3. They have to get in a lot of points quickly, which I don't necessarily agree with, but I don't agree with the way they're doing it.
Yeah, I have to say that you're right about that.
Looks like a
lot
timeout.
of line changes here from Davison. Landis, Toy, Rubio, and one other player are now out. This Bogey, Thornburg, Hendershot, Arnold, and Reynolds in for Davison.
Excuse me, just a line change there, and Davison takes it in.
Bogey's going to be on the right side, driving it upward, makes the shot, and it's going to rim out.
Oh,
Huge pass
Brown.
to number 4, Keontae Brown, who almost makes that easy, too.
Now, that was very rare seeing Brown miss that shot.
It was. I mean, he had the height, but I guess he overthrew it a little bit with a little extra oomph.
Maybe this game and him being exhausted is getting to him.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, he has been in it all game. I've never seen him benched.
And it doesn't seem to be affecting him much.
I know. I think he's been used to playing full games. I mean, he was playing full games last year when he was just a junior. I mean, this Flushing team has a lot of experience under the belt because they're all juniors or seniors. I mean, we have 7 seniors on, and we have 4 or 5 juniors. I mean, this is a really senior-heavy team, and next year for Flushing is going to be a rough one, in my opinion.
And I have to agree with you there, Jeff. I don't see any freshman or sophomore on the Flushing roster, and I think that's going to be a very difficult year for Flushing. I don't necessarily know that, but it's going to be a very young team, and if they mimic what Davidson is doing with their young team, it's going to be a very difficult year for Flushing.
Exactly. It might be easier for Davidson next year against Flushing. Just because they're just so senior heavy, they're going to have to bring in more kids next year for varsity and teach them the ways. And it's going to be in Davidson's favor next year. I mean, they're going to have a team that mainly knows what they're doing, and there's a lot of experience in things like this. And I think that Davidson is really going to step up their game next year.
Some of the players that Flushing actually loses is Brown, Tribe, and Harris, and they're the 3 biggest players on the team.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, those guys just seem so gassed. I mean, if you could just look at Tribe, there's beads of sweat going down his face right now. But they show a lot of endurance and a lot of heart tonight with this game. But there's only 30 seconds left, and now both teams have double bonus with 10 fouls on each team.
A very foul-heavy game today.
It has been.
And I'm sure Davidson is just kicking themselves for that. I feel like it would be a very different game if Davidson could have kept down the fouls.
Exactly. I mean, Hendershot has already got 4 fouls. He's 1 foul away from being fouled out tonight. I mean, if he gets 1 more before this game's over, he's going to be out. Huge 3 attempt by Bogey, but it's not going to be enough. Hendershot gets the rebound, and he's going to try and make a 2 attempt, but gets his own rebound and makes another one, and he's going to get 2 points on the board with just 13 seconds left to go. Keontae Brown's going to really be taking his time now.
Brown just trying to run down the clock.
He's just going to hold on to that ball for 3 more seconds, and this ball game's over with. That's the end of the game, folks, with the final score being 68-56. Flushing Raiders. What are your thoughts on the game, Andrew?
I feel like the Flushing, Davidson and Flushing both came out and played a strong game. I feel like this has been closer than past games for Davidson. You can see them improving every single game, and this tonight shows it.